Adrian.
Let's see if it works.
I love it. Nice to meet you. Where are you?
I'm in the Bay of Plenty in New Zealand. So that's basically two and a half hours southeast of Auckland. So when you land in Auckland,
Yes.
you just drive south and east, and it's a big. The Bay of Plenty is basically the capital of the kiwi fruit, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So we got a lot of kiwi fruit. We got a lot of. It's beautiful. I mean, the beach. Just that picture behind me now, in the background next to my ear. That's a volcano. It's called Mount Maunganui. And that beach, actually, this beach is like 15 kilometers long. It's just like that all the way. Beautiful place.
Amazing. Well, I've never seen it, unfortunately. I was nearby recently.
Yeah, I know.
In Australia, and I've dreamed about New Zealand my whole life, as I'm sure you know. New Zealand is extremely famous in the United States as, the most beautiful place in the world, nicest people in the world, the idyllic society. I was pretty distressed by that freakish woman you had as prime minister for a time, but now you've sent her here for some reason, which I do resent. She's at
I didn't
Harvard.
know she was there. I've been wondering where the hell she's been. We're sort of happy to get rid of her, that's for sure.
She's so loathsome. But I know from living in a beautiful, wonderful country with terrible leadership that your politicians are not a pure reflection of the population. So
No, 100% not. Yeah, there's a couple of things she did right. She was maybe at the right place at the right time when they had the Christchurch shootings. I mean, she did respond very positively about that. And, they displayed the whole Muslim society, really respected that, put her on the Burj Khalifa. Did you ever see that picture where they put her up on the whole tower?
Yes.
Which is quite cool. I mean, there was a few things, being at the right place at the right time, but no idea of politics at all. She was like an absolute. She turned off. One of the first things she ever did was turn off all of our gas. I mean, New Zealand has an enormous area, not just the land mass, but the whole sea mass, which we're responsible for. And we do get gas. We've got some gas wells. And she turned them off straight away. Like, how stupid,
Yeah, well, anyone who turns off your energy is probably not on your side.
Absolutely not.
I think that's fair to say.
Totally.
I think that's fair to say. I mean, I was struck in Australia, which has the largest coal reserves, thermal coal, electricity producing coal, which can be burnt cleanly thanks to scrubbers. They're not allowed to use coal.
Yeah.
In Australia for some reason, so they have very high energy costs. So they sell their coal to China, which uses that coal to make windmills, which they ship back at a massive markup to Australia. So energy prices in Australia, which has the resources, are higher than China, which doesn't.
Yeah, it makes totally no sense.
Who came up with that?
It was like the other day I heard also, the UK has deindustrialized completely, right? So of course their greenhouse emissions have gone down. But of course now everything's gone over to China and India and everybody else. So, at the end of the day, it's not looked at globally. It's looked at, UK's, doing its thing, but actually it's completely, it's just put it somewhere else, that's all.
Right, and they've imported poverty to replace it.
100%.
So it's right. And I do think the contradictions are becoming too obvious to hide, and I think, I'm sure this is true in New Zealand, it's definitely true in the United States and probably the UK and Australia. The people of those countries are good people. They're decent people.
100%.
They want the right things, peace, prosperity. They want to be kind to other people. They don't want to make a mess. They don't litter in those countries. And so it's very easy to convince them to do things if you appeal to their better nature and say, this is the right thing to do. They'll do it. And they have done it. But I think now it's pretty clear that a lot of these things are not helping anybody other than a small group in charge, and that they've really hurt those countries. So maybe this is the beginning of fixing some of those things. I think networks like yourself, this is a great idea, setting up TCN. I mean, I think legacy media obviously got to go out the door, but it's and New Zealand's no different to the ABC comments you had the other day. That was a masterful, best scenario case when I was listening to your. I was driving back from Auckland with my wife the other day, and I said, "Oh, listen to this one." So we did, right? We listened to the whole thing
Oh my God, you were bang on. You were really on the ball when you had
Well,
those.
it was hard not to be. I mean, that was one of the most fun afternoons I've had
I
in a
could
long time. I mean, once you realize that you don't have to respect the media, you
Yeah.
don't. They can earn your respect. I'll respect anyone
Yeah,
who earns
give
it.
me
It
a-
doesn't
give it-
matter
yeah.
where they're from, what they look like.
Of
I
course.
respect people worthy of respect. But you're not in debt to them. You don't owe them anything, including your
nothing.
respect. And so you can just say right to them, you're ridiculous. And no, I don't respect you.
Yeah,
Because I
totally.
don't.
You know, I mean, this is
Anyway,
surreal because I mean, I joined your network like 3 days ago, and now I'm talking to you straight through. So you just think about the technology, right? And how
I
this
know.
has friggin' changed our lives, right? And changing the world.
Yes,
I mean, this is mental,
I know.
right?
Well, it's
so
the
cool.
upside of technology. There are downsides, but the upside is
Yeah.
information flows
Absolutely.
without friction. And as long as we can keep the censors at bay, or at least our minds can be free.
I mean,
and
the
that's
groundswell.
really,
I mean, the groundswell around the world is definitely gathering momentum, right? Like people like
Yes,
myself,
yes.
I wasn't really interested in politics. I love what's happening. I mean,
Yes.
I'm so interested to see what's happening in the U.S. now, and just by as an important point I wanted to make, Jacinda, she did the right thing at least before our election. She actually stepped down, right?
Well, that is a
Interesting.
really good point.
Yeah.
Right. So I've made fun of her quite a bit, but anyone who voluntarily relinquishes power, particularly after failing,
Yeah, she
that's
did.
the honorable thing to do.
Yeah, she did that. Yeah.
That's honorable. And I've failed many times in my life, and I always want to be man enough to admit it and take my lumps. And our leaders don't want to do that. They've made a mess of our country. They won't admit it, and they won't accept any sanction for it. And I don't respect that at all.
No, it's quite
Right?
quite crazy. Absolutely, I totally agree. I mean,
Well, you're a credit to your nation. I'm not surprised to like a Kiwi because, again, the pro-New Zealand propaganda in the United States is thick.
Yeah.
Everybody loves New Zealand.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to move there. And I hope I see you when I finally get there, which I
well,
will.
listen, we can organize something. You've probably after the elections now, whatever, next year sometime. I'd be more than willing to get a campaign going for you down here. Just come down here. I mean, New Zealand, as you say, has a lot of good people, and there is a groundswell here as well. And I mean, just an extra tour from yourself down here would be, I would say, beneficial for New Zealand and the world. So
Well, it would be beneficial for me, and I would catch one of your brown trout while I'm there, just because I would.
yeah, well, we got the best. I would say the best, maybe better than Norway.
Everybody says that. Everybody says that. Well, it's great to meet you. Thank you.
Pleasure.